the piggies, the puppies. I don't know what all y'all are calling these things these days because you're a bunch of deviants, but puppies are out, piggies are out because it's starting to get to that point. One of those nice days. Welcome back, bud. What's going on? My name's AJ. I am the friendly hermit. And, yeah. It's another day. Another beautiful day. I got my official, unofficial beverage of the channel. Our Pabst Blue Ribbon. Our palate cleanser. Before we get into the review. I don't know what I'm going to review. Pardon me. I don't know what I'm going to review yet, but I got a couple. You know, we film more than one in a day, just so I don't have to, you know, become and doing my best out here. Past few episodes have been a little political, let's say. And I'm still on this, on this doom scroll. But things have been crazy lately, so naturally I feel like it shouldn't be surprising that this is the way things are going and the way we're doing things right now. Things we're talking about. Yeah, like, no surprise, but I wanted to take a little bit of a step back from the explicit kind of, overtly, like, I'm going to say violence, the violent, civil disobedience, let's call it. You could ask Mandela, he would disagree, but I saw in the news, this is a thing, and this, to me, if you're out there and you're thinking, times are tough and a lot of, it's rough out there, right? Like, I've been struggling financially. I've talked about that at length in previous videos. But I saw something that made me laugh today. Civil disobedience of a different kind that, in my mind, is, like, it makes me laugh. It's just chef's kiss. To me, it is, first of all, I like inappropriate comedy, okay? Like, jokes that some people on the left are offended by. Generally speaking, I will take, I understand it's a joke. I will take a joke, even if it's directed at me in some way. If it's funny, it's funny. I've had enough privilege in my life, socially, not financially or economically, but enough social privilege in my life to reflect on, I've been bullied a lot. I've been called a lot of names, in that vein, but I try to keep a smile on and be positive and this and that. And objectively, like, sometimes things are funny, right? Like, it's bad, but that's kind of the funny part, We're gonna, comedy aside, but this is so funny though. Funny to me, not necessarily to the billionaires. So I saw on the news today that, so we talked about the gentleman who burnt down the building. It was a toilet paper factory. I don't even care. I'm not gonna give them advertising. It was either a warehouse where they stored the product, or it was a factory. Whatever it was, gentleman burnt it down. We talked about how he has been charged. Somebody has been, arrested and charged and all that jazz, right? $600 million worth of damages or something like this. So let's say, hypothetically, you are someone who is feeling the weight of our current economic system. And it doesn't matter if you're on the left or if you're on the right. It's irrelevant. Let's say you're somebody that wanted to protest. Again, we're talking about civil disobedience. And we're gonna get to the funny thing that has popped up in the news. But I want us to, before we get into that, let's think about the first of all, the consequences of our actions. We don't want to hurt people. We don't want to cause harm. We don't want to destroy anything. We don't want to, otherwise, like you could, for like this boy again was arrested and is likely serving life in prison. I think that's what they said, the full extent of the law, and I think they're seeking like life in prison for this guy. This was in the news. A few places, I don't know if it was a few places, but at least I think it was a Walmart. But this is, you're going to have to take all of this with a grain of salt because I have no idea if this actually happened. I just heard about it. So if it did happen, we don't know anything. I don't know anything. This is just word of mouth. But moving forward, when I tell you what this person did, and you want to be, you want to practice your free speech, practice some civil disobedience, no matter what side, left or right, you want to show the current economic system that you are unhappy, you're displeased with the current state of the economy and the destruction of the middle class, and the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, paycheck to paycheck. A small emergency or accident can bankrupt an entire family. Like, if you're upset about all of that and you don't want to go to jail or hurt humans or do anything, right? Like, I'm frustrated at the current state of things. What can I do? Peaceful protest, we've seen, tens of thousands, in some cases millions of people show up across the globe to hold signs and say, we don't like this. And history has shown that's not a very effective strategy to promote any kind of substantial change, or it does not guarantee the problem ultimately getting fixed. So, with all of that in mind, and you're fed up, left, right, doesn't matter, you want to send a message, so to speak, because you don't want to throw a Molotov cocktail through some AI Silicon Valley CEO's window, right? Like, we don't want to hurt anybody. We don't want to cause any, serious harm or anything like this. But you're fed up. This was in the news. Again, I'm not a comedian, but I appreciate comedy. Someone took the insulation spray foam into a Walmart's toilet, I think. I think it was a Walmart, but insulation spray foam into the toilet and flushed it. I don't know the logistics of how this happened. I figured it would become rock hard almost immediately, almost instantaneously. I don't know how it interacts with the water, if it floats, if it was able to get down into the drains. I have no idea. But somebody apparently allegedly put that spray foam into a Walmart's toilet and it just like annihilates the plumbing of that public restroom. And they left a note saying you should have, pay your employees a living wage, and it was something like that, right? But of course, to correct this issue, once that foam solidifies, the plumbing is destroyed. That public bathroom will never be functional until they get somebody in to bash through concrete and replace the piping entirely. It's not going to be an inexpensive, an afternoon job. Like, this is going to be a lot of work to fix this this little problem. But man, that's so funny to me. People are complaining too. Customers come in and they're just pissed off at the managers and the employees. There's nowhere for them to take a dump. That's so, again, dark comedy. It's I'm just a man. I see it's humor to me. And it costs, Walmart X amount of dollars. Sure, you could argue, if you're not class conscious, you could argue, well, it hurts the employees because somebody has to go in there and deal with it, and they might have to lay off people because they can't afford to, pay for whatever damages and this and that. That's completely untrue. They're deciding to lay off the people. They could just, the CEOs and the owners and the higher ups could eat the cost of the thing, right? So the toilet paper going up in flames, objectively speaking, if somebody burnt your house down, no one else is paying for it. Maybe the insurance company, maybe, and they're going to do everything in their power to make sure they don't have to pay you out. Walmart, this toilet paper company, are they going to get a payout? I don't know. It's hard to say. But there are decisions through the verticality of the social structure of whatever company, the managers, the CEOs, the whatever, I don't know, you fill in the blanks. They could say, well, I own this company. I didn't take care of my employees. Obviously, I have hurt somebody or many employees in such a way that they feel they have to lash out in this way. They could think that way, and that would be the self-reflective, normal, anti-sociopathic, psychopathic solution. They would take responsibility for their own actions, right? And realize that they themselves caused the thing. Like, yes, they didn't do the thing, but it was avoidable. It was avoidable. It didn't have to happen. It's because they made a decision. That's not even my opinion. That's an objective reality. Like, if I don't know, I have a car, and my car is breaking down, and I see the little light. The light is warning me. The warning is on, and I just ignore it. In fact, I drive the car harder. I decide to take it 100 miles up north to go on a vacation on my 7th yacht, in my 12th cottage. And suddenly the car breaks down on the way. Whose fault is that? I was warned. I'm trapped in the middle of nowhere on this dirt road trying to, whose fault is that? Who pays for that? It comes out of my insurance premium, I assume. I get stuck. It's my fault. I made the decision. I get stuck paying for, maybe insurance covers the damage, but ultimately my premium goes, I'm paying more per month, right? I pay for that. Not them, though, right? Not them. Not in the same way. And to put it into perspective, if I go and if my toilet today flooded, I don't own a toilet, I'm just going to say this. If somebody poured something into my toilet, doesn't matter, we're not talking about the ethics or the reasons behind it. We're talking about just the physical. The toilet is clogged, it's destroyed, I have to replace everything, all the plumbing. If I had to do that, let's say hypothetically, I don't know, it's $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. I don't know, whatever. Throw a number out there. It's significant because at a minimum wage gig, I'm making after taxes maybe $2,000, right? Do I have a savings account? Probably not significant. Let's say it costs 50% of my monthly income. 50%. Walmart is multi-billion-dollar corporation. That same problem costs the same. Maybe it's a little more expensive, some plumbers might try to be like, well, it's a corporation, I could squeeze a few extra dollars out of there. Capitalism, baby, let's go. But my point is, same problem, different context. An individual versus a corporate monopoly, destroying communities, by the way. Walmart loves to, not only destroy the environment, but roll in and destroy local businesses. They love competition, quote unquote. They love it until they've literally knocked all of the competition away. That's all a side note. But my point is, the corporation then comes in, let's say it's $5,000 for them to fix that. Let's say it's $10,000. My $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 repair, I don't have savings. I don't have, a safety net. I don't have insurance in the same way. I am financially decimated. I am destroyed, right? That would be, can I live in this house? What if I only have one washroom in my home? I'm completely, that is a significant problem. Walmart, it's 0.00001% of, fix the problem of their daily revenue, I'm just throwing a number out there. It's got to be in that. All I'm saying is we could be a lot funnier about our civil disobedience. We don't have to burn anything down. We don't have to throw a Molotov cocktail into somebody's window. Always remember, as long as you've had a few meals, a few beans, a little bit of fiber, you produce your own feces. And I'm not going to tell you what to do with it. But man, oh man, do people not like getting feces on anything that they might own? Laxatives, paint, spray foam like we just discussed, that insulation foam. Man, we need to get more creative, and we need to be less visible, more anonymous. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying we need to set aside the ego, all of us, millionaires, billionaires, the poor. Ego aside, we don't need to take credit for our success. Does that make sense? Success is the ripe fruit, It is the trophy, it is the gold in the mine. It is the striking oil. Keep those things in mind. Some heroes wear capes. Others wear masks. And they don't post whatever they're doing on the internet. I don't know. Piggies are out today. It's a beautiful day, folks. Dinker and sinker. It's time. We're gonna do a review. Let's get into it. I'm gonna switch the camera because it only goes for 30 minutes and then it stops. Review time. All right. We're getting to the Jacob Jones moment of the episode where we do the thumbnail, and it's going to be a hard one to show the full can because I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to have to get in here nice and close. You can see the name of this beer. I'm going to pronounce it Tyskie. Is the entire wrap. It goes around the entire can. So Jacob Jones thumbnail, let's do it. We're going right up in there. And I'm going to do a little bit of maybe a little more cheeky than Jacob. Something like this. There you go, Jacob Jones Beer Channel. That's what this is. And we are getting to a sunny point in the day, so I don't want to waste too much time filming, and I still have one more episode to do. So, without further ado, this is Tyskie, a Polish beer, and I'll be frank with you, there's a lot of information on the can that I just can't read. It must be imported, made in Poland. A lot of it is, I think, in Polish. But you see it has the crown, it has the wrap of the Tyskie logo. The top is gold. The can itself is white. I mean, I don't need to give you, that's pretty redundant. You have eyes, presumably. But it says made in Poland. There's a crown logo, and it's 1629 in a kind of silver logo with a crown, Much of the design of the can, on the white in particular, is either silver or gold. On the back here, it has what we're pretty used to seeing on this channel, the do not drink if you are pregnant, do not drink if you are driving. It says www.aboutalcohol.com, so go ahead and visit that for more information, likely about safety when drinking. Grony, this word here, grony, I don't know if you can see it. I assume is a place or a company. I have no idea. In silver. And if I'm very, very, very looking very carefully, because the writing is so small, there's no way I can put it on the camera. I can't even read it. The Brewing Industry International Awards. It's got a bunch of what I assume are accolades that they are flaunting. So apparently this is a very successful and popular award-winning beer. I believe, I can't even say if it's a lager. I thought I read somewhere on the can that it's a lager, but I can't confirm that now. I'm drawing a blank on where I might have read that. But around the top here, you can see that there is some gold text that, again, kind of circumvents the entire circumference, right? But it's very likely in Polish. Quebec refund on the top. Citri Wiki Warzenia W on its own is apparently a word. Tychak Receptora Tiskich Browero. You know, I could be saying something offensive and I would have no idea. Like whatever is, it's all Polish, even on the bottom. Oh wait, no, it's definitely the same. Yeah, it's definitely, it's Polish. I can't read it. The only thing I can read: ingredients: water, barley malt, barley, hops extract, and contains barley. So my interpretation is that this is going to be a bitter lager of some sort, particularly with that hops extract. So we're probably going to get a lot of flavor here, and I'm okay with that. But as you know, my general appreciation for, I tend to enjoy beers. I appreciate beers that are lighter in flavor. So we'll see how it goes. This is a 5% alcohol per volume beverage. The can is 500 milliliters, so taller than a tall can. Product of Poland. And yeah, it was on sale today. It's actually reasonably priced. I think it was in the between the $2 and $3 range. So it was actually like a really good price as well. So I'm excited to give this a shot. This is Tyskie. I'm pronouncing it Tyskie, and I hope that's correct. So feel free to correct me in the comments. But here we go. Sound of heaven. It's got a nice can feel. You know, this is a good quality can, if I do say so. A little stiffer, you know. Even the tab, there's a lot of weight to it. Right out the gate in terms of frothiness, in terms of body, we're looking at, I'm gonna say probably middle of the road, so mid-range body. So you know, it's foamed up a bit, but not too much. I've had it in my cooler, so that probably helped. Not getting a lot of flavor, like smell-wise. Maybe wheat, but that could be all of the stuff I'm sitting around. You know, like I have no idea. There's something there, but it's hard to really pinpoint. I mean, it's light in the smell, you know, so it might just be a nice light lager. I mean, we'll find out. Dinker and sinker. Cheers. Yeah, I burped. Let's see how Tyskie beer from Poland, with all of its awards, let's see how it holds up. Got to get those puppies in the frame. Puppies and piggies. This is an interesting one. Not in a bad way at all. Let's go for the body. I want to test the body more appropriately. Slightly more carbonated than, was it the headstock I called velvety? I think this is a step. It's in that realm, and it's hard to, you know what it is? It's the size of the carbonation. So velvety to me, silky to me, is like a very smooth drinking experience, where headstock just kind of flowed. There was no like bite to it, and that's not a bad thing. Remember, I gave that quite a high rating. This has larger bubbles in its carbonation, but a similar essence in the body, in the velvety flow of it. There's a kick. There's a bite. So the way to describe it then is velvet with a kick. But so it's less smooth, it's less velvety. It's more of a carbonated beverage, or rather the carbonation is more prominent. Like the bubbles are more, you feel them in your mouth, right? Than the headstock. So yeah, I would say lighter in terms of the body, but obviously nowhere near Pabst, which we always consider like it's basically water. Best beer, it's a 10 out of 10. Pabst is a 10 out of 10, so don't get that mixed up. But yeah, this guy here, very drinkable. But yeah, it's a step more than like Pabst. It's not watery, it's not velvety, it's not um it's not like hard, but it's not smooth. It's like there's a good balance here, a good middle ground. Almost like was the last episode we did where we said it was very balanced. Like I feel like this has a balance as well. Um, Flavor wise, it's light. I was expecting with the hops extract. I thought hops would be like very forward, but that's not the case here. It's a little creamy. And certainly there's that bitter hops. It's almost like an aftertaste. It's weird. I would describe it like as if you had. I know this sounds weird, but like imagine like a cinnamon bun without the cinnamon. So take away the cinnamon. So the texture and feel of a cinnamon bun, and then the icing on the cinnamon bun without cinnamon. The non-cinnamon cinnamon bun. The non-cinnamon, the cinnanon. It's a cinnanon. The cinnanon bun. I burped. The cinnanon bun has icing that is hops inspired, like infused with hops. So there's still like a sweet note. It is icing after all, but the aftertaste, there's that bitter hops flavor, but it's very light. It's not nowhere near as forward as some of the other beers we've tried on the channel. Interesting. I can honestly say I've never tried a beer quite like this before, and it's delightful. It's just would I drink, like would I buy a 6-pack of this and sip on it all afternoon? I feel like it's in the same boat, very similar to what I was saying about. I think I'm keep going back to the headstock, but like you could buy 6 of them if you want flavor, but you don't want to. You don't want. That's not like the only thing you're drinking that day. Maybe you'd have a headstock, and then you'd have something else that's lighter. Then you'd have a headstock, then you'd have something lighter. Like I feel like this is in that boat. This is in that same vein. Like where I don't know if I would want to drink this all like afternoon. It wouldn't be like my camping go-to. But if I had a 6-pack of this and I was sitting around a campfire, or even with a nice meal, like I feel like this would go good with like a nice some type of chicken meal. Maybe that sounds like a little bit of a stretch or a little weird, but because it's a little harsher, I feel like you could have pair this with like a chicken breast with like a more of a creamy sauce, or even just on its own plain with some vegetables, some steamed vegetables. This would be very nice. It would complement it very well because the texture is a little harder. Again, the carbonation is definitely forward, but it's nothing crazy. It's just less velvety than something else. And the flavor isn't so intense that it's going to interrupt or disrupt anything that you're eating. So maybe with like a nice chicken breast dinner, like a grilled chicken. I don't know. I would argue less acid in the sauce. So like a cream sauce with your chicken if you're going to do something like that, or just straight plain grilled chicken with some nice what's the word? Coniferous vegetables? No, not coniferous. Cassiferous? Is there a word for that? Like things like a broccoli or like a cauliflower? What are those called? Let me know in the comments because apparently I'm forgetting. But yeah, I feel like steamed vegetables with a nice grilled chicken would pair really well with this. Tyskie, not bad. Not bad. If you want a bunch of awards in Grony, this is a decent Polish beer. My Polish viewers, if you're out there, let me know what you guys think. In particular, is this a beer you've tried before, or is it something you celebrate, like as much as the awards have given it? And that's going to be it for today because the sun is shining, and we have one more review, so we got to get to that. My name is AJ. I'm the Friendly Hermit. I'm your drinking buddy. You're my drinking buddy. Thank you for watching today. Let me know in the comments. What beers have you tried? What do you like? I'm going to burp again, and I don't want to say I burped again, but I'm going to burp. I burped. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm never sorry. Yeah. That's it for today. Next episode, we got to film it now, and we got to post it later. Chronology and whatnot. Cheers, friends. Dinker, sinker. We will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. There's another channel. We have like an official channel. You can subscribe to that too. I love you. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Da 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 da.